This is John Black, Super Chemist. This is not an instructional video. It is just a vlog showing a video account of some chemistry experiments I have done or am learning about. I do not go over all safety concerns, so if you repeat anything in the video, you do it at your own risk.
Okay, this is John Black, Super Chemist. We're here to make an ester. That's a reaction between an alcohol and an acid. Our alcohol is isopropyl alcohol. We got 100 milliliters in there, and we have 40 grams of benzoic acid. So we're going to mix them together. And now we're going to stir that up until it dissolves. Now, a lot of catalyst. This can just stir all day long. You can see it's all dissolved. It's a little turbidity in there, so it's not like completely dissolved. But it doesn't really matter because we need a catalyst. I'm going to put some sulfuric acid in there, which is going to heat this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chill this down a little bit, which is probably going to make some stuff precip out. But what are you going to do? And then we'll add in the sulfuric acid, our catalyst. Our second catalyst that we will use is heat. Well, I was right. It started to precip out. So I got 15 milliliters of concentrated sulfuric acid, just some drain cleaner. Now this I put in the freezer for like, a few hours. It's cold as heck. I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. And shake it up. Now I'm hoping as I heat this up and reflux it, because that's the next catalyst we're going to use is heat. All that stuff will start dissolving back into the solution again. At least that's my hopes. So here's our setup. We're basically just going to reflux. You can see my stuff isn't dissolved now. But once we heat it up, come up here into this condenser, and you can see up on top I just got it loosely in there. It's just a cotton ball to keep the water out in the air. I don't know if you can see that. It's right here going up and down. Well, just trying to heat down, so it's just dropped. So everything did dissolve. I don't know if you can see this, but you should only be about halfway to about 1/3 up this thing, jumping back and forth. Shouldn't be more than halfway up. I keep mine around here. I do mine low, but it should be 1/3 to 1/2 up the condenser. That's a lot of unreacted benzoic acid. I got 25 mils of DCM I'm going to put in here. Actually, I'm going to put it in here to clean this out. Get anything out of there that was in there. This is the reaction part. DCM is on the bottom. We're going to take his vent, and then kind of swirl to get the stuff on the sides. And we'll come back and see what happens in 15-20 minutes. This is starting to dissolve a little bit. You can see there's starting to be a crack there. It's definitely 2 layers. Look at all that solid down there. So I'm going to have to filter this. I don't want to put too much vacuum on there because of the DCM has a low boiling point. But maybe I could just put it on there a little bit. And just to make sure I got it all right, I'll toss a couple drops, a couple mils of DCM on top of there. Okay, now we'll put this back in here and try this again. I'm going to use this for my next washing because there's some stuff in there. As you can see already, it's starting to separate. And we got basically just a dusting on there. It's a lot less than it looked like it was. You can see the bottom of the thing on most of it. It's just maybe 3/4 of it has a film. It's maybe a half a millimeter thick. So anyways, we're going to shake this up. Vent. Shake. Vent. I'm just going to swirl it a little bit. And vent. And we will let that sit for about 20 minutes. Okay, we're going to take the DCM out, the bottom layer. If anyone knows what that stuff is, it hits right on the interface. It's like a bubbles. I never know if it's the product or if it's the water part. What is that? Wish I could get a good picture of it close up. It's basically just bubbles. So anyways, I'm going to leave the bubbles in there. I'm going to cap this up. This is just that reaction pot, right, that we're using again. And we're going to put in 10 mils of DCM again. Okay, that was more like 15 mils. Shake it. Vent. Shake. Vent. And one more shake. I'll do a swirl. Get the stuff off the sides. Oh, jeez! That was pressure there. Alright, so I'm going to put that lower DCM layer into this first DMC layer that we got. We're going to do this one more time. This time maybe I'm going to try to get 5 milliliters of DCM in here. That is actually about 5 milliliters. We'll throw it in here. Tighten up the stopcock. And of course, as usual, we will mix it. vent, mix, vent, and then swirl it a little bit with the sides. And again, we will let it sit for 15-20 minutes. Alright, so again, I got my DCM and product here. I'm going to take the lower level and put it in there with that. And those bubbles at the interface, I'm going to leave those. Then I'm going to take that lower water layer. I'm going to save it too, because I want to get the benzoic acid out of it. Set that aside. Now we're going to take our product and our DCM. We're going to put it back in because we're done extracting it out of that water, or that methanol water stuff there. We're going to put it in here. Now we need to clean it. We need to wash it. First thing we're going to wash it with, some ice cold water, or some refrigerated water. I'm going to put it in here first. I got about 50 mils of water. Put it into this flask so I can get some of, rinse it all out. And obviously again, shake and vent, and then swirl and vent. And I'm going to let it sit there. And once it separates in 15-20 minutes, we'll be back. Again, we're going to take the bottom layer. We're going to put it into this 500 milliliter bottle again, flask that we did the reaction in. Take the top layer. It's just garbage. Put your DCM and product back into the set funnel. This time we're going to use sodium bicarbonate. I got about 20 mils here. Remember, we're going to put it into the flask first so that we can get anything out of there that's in there. Then we add it to the, it's going to neutralize all the acid. That's good, there ain't much bubbling. Most likely we got most of it with the water washings. And of course we're going to shake and vent, and then let this sit for 20 minutes. And oh wow, remember to vent this really well because we're making carbon dioxide. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to shake it just a couple more times and vent it, and I'll get back to you. Okay, now I kept shaking this until it stopped fizzing a lot. Now I'm going to leave it on the thing for 15-20 minutes. I don't know, it looks like there's kind of like solids in there. I mean, it's getting a good separation, don't get me wrong. I want to throw another 20 mils of just plain water in there to hopefully soak up some of that stuff that's floating around in there. Geez, that almost made it seem worse. I'm just going to swirl it a little bit instead of shaking it. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. Again, I'm going to take the bottom layer out. That's what I want. Top layer is garbage. Pour my product back in, my DCM. I wanted 20 mils, but I ended up pouring 30 of saturated sodium carbonate again. I always remember, science is great.